Before you speak again, pause. Before you finish the next sentence in your mind, before you describe yourself to someone else, before you answer the simple question, how are you? I want you to feel the weight of what you are about to do. Because you are not just making conversation. You are not simply narrating your experience. You are decreeing your reality with the most powerful creative instrument ever given to you. I am. These two words are not descriptions. They are commands. They are the living name of the creative power you call God. And they live in you, as you. Every time you say them, every time you complete that sentence, you are speaking from the throne of creation. And what you attach to those words becomes the garment you wear in this world. Neville Goddard said it plainly. I am is the name of God. Not was, not will be. I am. Present. Eternal. And when you say, I am tired, I am broke, I am unloved, you are not reporting facts. You are building a world. You are inviting the infinite creative power within you to clothe itself in those very limitations, and it will. Not because you deserve it, not because the universe is punishing you, but because consciousness is the only reality. And what you are conscious of being, you become. The world you see is simply yourself pushed out. So today we are going to do something most people never do. We are going to stop and listen to what you have been saying about yourself. We are going to audit every completion of the sentence that begins with I am. And then, if you are ready, we are going to change it. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, you have arrived at exactly the right moment. This is a space dedicated entirely to the teachings of Neville Goddard, one of the clearest and most uncompromising voices on the nature of consciousness and creation. We do not blend his work with anything else. We do not soften it or modernize it. We go straight to the source and we apply it. Today, in this episode, we are looking at what Neville said about I am. Not as metaphor, not as inspiration, but as instruction. This is your most powerful daily tool, and by the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to wield it. We will explore what it means that I am is the name of God within you, how every statement you make, beginning with those words, is a living decree, and how you can begin today to audit and transform the invisible agreements you have been making with limitation. Let us begin. Neville taught that your consciousness is God, not a piece of God, not a reflection of God. Your I am is the presence of God, individualized, localized in you, looking out through your eyes. Your I am is the presence of God, individualized. When Moses asked for the name of God, he was not given a title or a description. He was given a state of being. I am that I am. That was the answer. And Neville said again and again, that name was not given for worship. It was given for use. You do not pray to I am. You speak from it. You are it. The moment you say, I am, you are announcing the presence of the only power that creates, sustains, and transforms all things. So the question is not whether you have power that creates, sustains, and transforms all things. The question is, what have you been using that power to become? Because you cannot say I am without completing it. Silence itself completes it. Even in your quietest moments, you are finishing that sentence with a feeling, an assumption, a belief about yourself. And that belief, not your effort, not your willingness, not your deserving, that belief in your world. Neville would say, you are not moving toward a better life. You are always living from a state of consciousness. Change the state, and the life changes. It has no choice. The outer world is only ever a reflection of inner conviction. Let that land for a moment. You are not trying to attract anything. You are always expressing something. What you are conscious of being, you express. What you express, you experience. And what you have been conscious of being is written in every I am statement you have casually, carelessly, or sorrowfully spoken in the last 24 hours. Think about it. When you woke up this morning, what did you say? Did you say, I am so tired? Did you scroll through your phone and silently affirm, I am so behind, I am overwhelmed, I am not where I should be? Did you compare yourself to someone and whisper, I am not good enough? These are not observations, these are invocations. When you say, I am tired, you are not describing a temporary condition of your body. You are claiming tiredness as your identity. You are fusing your infinite self with a limited state and commanding it to continue. And it does. Not because the state has power, but because you gave it the only power there is, your awareness. Your I am. Neville was relentless about this. He would say, you are not a victim of your conditions. You are the operant power in your world. That means you are not reporting your life, you are scripting it. Every inner conversation, every habitual phrase you use to describe yourself, every answer you give when someone asks how are you is a thread in the fabric of what you will experience tomorrow. But here is the beauty of it. Here is the promise Neville gave and proved over and over again. The moment you change what you are conscious of being, the world reflects it. Not eventually, not if you are lucky. Immediately in the inner world and inevitably in the outer. Because creation is finished. All possible states already exist. You are not making anything happen. You are selecting what you experience by the state you occupy. And the state you occupy is simply what you believe yourself to be. This is why Neville placed such enormous emphasis on the phrase, I am. He called it the spring of all action, the foundation of all experience. He said it is the door through which all things come into your world, and you are the one standing at that door. You decide what enters, not with your wishes, not with your hopes, with your assumptions. And your assumptions are revealed most clearly in the statements you make, silently or aloud, beginning with I am. You say, I am struggling, and struggle becomes the theme of your day. You say, I am struggling. And struggle becomes the theme of your day. You say, I am stuck. And the feeling of stuckness organizes every perception, every opportunity, every relationship around itself. The world does not contradict you. It confirms you. Because the world is your pushed out. That is not a comforting metaphor. It is the law. Neville would tell story after story of people who discovered this and tested it. He told of a woman who could not find work, who had been saying for months, I am unemployable. She changed it. She dared to assume, I am employed. She tinged it. She dared to assume, I am employed. She did not look for evidence. She did not ask how. She simply refused to continue the old statement. Within days an opportunity appeared that had not existed before. Not because the universe rewarded her. Because her inner state changed, and the outer world, which is always plastic to inner conviction, rearranged itself to match. Try it. That was Neville's constant refrain. Do not believe me. Try it. Now, some of you might be thinking, but I do not say those things out loud. I do not walk around declaring, I am poor. I do not announce, I am unworthy. Good. But what are you saying inwardly? Because the inner conversation is the only conversation that matters. Neville said your inner speech is perpetual. It is the conversation you have with yourself when no one is listening. And that conversation, more than anything else, determines the quality and content of your life. If your inner speech about yourself is critical, fearful, resentful, or resigned, then that is the state you are occupying, and you cannot occupy a state without experiencing it. You may say affirmations aloud. You may write intentions in a journal. But if the background hum of your consciousness is still whispering, I am not enough, I am too late, I am always left out, then that is the garment you are wearing. That is the signal you are broadcasting. And this world, which is nothing but consciousness made visible, will tailor every circumstance but fit it. This is not punishment. It is principle. The law does not judge. It simply reflects. It gives you yourself. So if you do not like what you are seeing, do not curse the mirror. Change what you are showing it. Neville once said, the most important thing you can do is to watch your inner conversations as you would watch your diet. You would not eat poison knowingly. Yet how often do you feed yourself thoughts of lack, limitation, and fear? How often do you identify yourself with problems instead of solutions, with weakness instead of power? You do it without thinking. It has become habitual. You wake up in the same state you went to sleep in, and you speak to yourself in the same tone, with the same assumptions, as you did yesterday and the day before. And so your world does not change. It cannot. Because you have not changed what you are conscious of being. But the moment you become aware, truly aware of what you are saying when you say I am, everything shifts. Because awareness is curative. Simply seeing the pattern begins to dissolve it. And then you can do what Neville always invited you to do. You can choose again. You can select a new state. You can dare to assume that you are what you want to be. And from that assumption speak. Let us go deeper now, because this is not just about feeling better or manifesting a specific thing. This is about understanding who you really are. Neville was not a motivational speaker. He was a mystic. He was revealing the structure of reality. And that structure is consciousness. There is nothing outside of it. Everything you experience, everyone you meet, every condition you face, is your own consciousness pushed out and made visible. That means you are never responding to the world. You are always responding to yourself. And when you say, I am, you are not labeling a small human self. You are declaring the presence of the infinite. I am is not the name of your personality. It is the name of God individualized as you. Neville taught that you are God dreaming you are a man. You are the infinite, wearing the mask of the finite. And the purpose of this dream, the reason you are here, is not to escape it, but to awaken within it. To realize that the one who says, I am within you, is the same one who says, I am within you, is the same one who spoke worlds into being. And every time you complete that sentence, you are doing it again. You are speaking a world into being, your world. So speak carefully, speak consciously, because you are not a person trying to use the law. You are the law in human form, and every I am statement is legislation. Think of it this way. When you say, I am wealthy, you are not trying to convince the universe or petition some external force. You are identifying yourself with a state that already exists. Wealth is not something you will have someday if you are good enough or work hard enough. Wealth is a state of consciousness, and it exists now, fully formed, waiting for you to enter it. How do you enter it? By assuming you are already there, by daring to say and feel, I am wealthy, even when the senses scream otherwise. Neville would say, do not wait for the evidence. You are the evidence. The moment you assume it, you have impressed it upon your subconscious, which is the womb of creation. And that subconscious, which is infinitely obedient, begins immediately to harden your assumption into fact. It does not ask if you deserve it. It does not consult your history. It only knows what you are conscious of being now, and it externalizes that. Always, without fail. This is why Neville could say with such certainty, you are already that which you desire to be. The separation is only in your mind. Bridge it with assumption, and the outer world will confirm it. But here is where most people stumble. They try to assume a new state while still feeding the old one. They say, I am abundant, once in the morning, and then spend the rest of the day saying, I am struggling, I am worried, I am running out of time. And they wonder why nothing changes. You cannot serve two states. Consciousness is singular. You are always wholly identified with something. The question is, what? And that is why Neville insisted that you must become vigilant. You must listen to yourself. You must audit your I am statements the way a gardener pulls weeds. Not once, daily, constantly, because the weeds will grow back unless you are watchful. The old habits of thought, the old identity, will try to reclaim you. And if you let them, if you return to the familiar feeling of limitation, you will return to the familiar world it creates. This is not failure. This is simply the law in action. You are always free to choose again. And the moment you do, the moment you re-enter the desired state and speak from it, creation begins again. There is no penalty for past assumptions. There is only now. And now you are free. Now I want you to do something with me. Right now, as you are listening, I want you to pause and ask yourself this question. What have I been saying when I say I am? Not what you wish you were saying. Not what you think you should say. What have you actually been saying? In the quiet of your own mind, when no one else is listening. What is the tone of your inner conversation about yourself? Is it kind? Is it confident? Is it assuming the best or bracing for the worst? Because that conversation, not your vision board, not your intentions, that conversation is running your life. It is the unseen script that your world is following. And if you do not like the production, you have to change the script. Not tomorrow. Now. Neville said, the moment you feel yourself slipping into the old state, stop. Do not justify it. Do not explain it. Just stop and gently, firmly redirect your attention. Say to yourself, no, that is not who I am. I am this. And name the state you choose to occupy. I am loved. I am this. And name the state you choose to occupy. I am loved. I am secure. I am powerful. I am free. It does not matter if it feels true yet. Assumption hardens into fact. You do not wait to feel it. You feel it by assuming it. Let me give you an example once shared. A man came to him, burdened by debt and fear. He had been saying for months, I am in debt. I am broke. I am failing. And those words had become his identity. Neville told him, you are not in debt. Debt is in you. You are carrying it in your consciousness. And that is why it follows you. The moment you drop it inwardly, it will drop outwardly. The man protested, but the bills are real. The numbers are real. And Neville said, yes, they are real as long as you claim them as your. But you are not a man with debt. You are God in human form, and God lacks nothing. Assume you are debt-free. Feel it, walk in it, and do not look back. The man did. Not perfectly, not without doubt, but he persisted. He stopped saying, I am broke. He started saying, even silently, I am free. I am abundant. And within weeks the money came, not from where he expected, not in the way he planned, but it came because he changed what he was conscious of being, and the world had no choice but to reflect it. That is the law, and it works whether you believe in it or not. But how much more powerfully it works when you cooperate with it, when you consciously, deliberately choose the state you wish to embody and refuse to return to the old one. So I am asking you now to become the guardian of your I am. Do not let it be hijacked by circumstance, by fear, by comparison, by the voice of doubt. You are not at the mercy of your thoughts. You are the thinker. You can choose which thoughts to identify with, and the thoughts you wed yourself to, the feelings you claim as your own, those become your experience. This is not theory. This is how you have been creating all along. You have always been using I am. You have always been using I am. You have always been selecting states. The only difference now is that changes everything. Now let us move into the most practical part of this teaching, because Neville was never content with philosophy alone. He wanted you to prove it. He wanted you to go home, enter your room, close the door, and test the law in the laboratory of your own mind. So here is how you begin. Tonight, before you go to sleep, you are going to do something simple but transformative. You are going to choose one I am statement that represents the state you wish to occupy. Not 10. 1. Make it short. Make it present tense. Make it feel like the end. Not I am becoming. Not I will be. I am. For example, if you desire financial freedom, you do not say, I am trying to get out of debt. You say, I am free. I am abundant. If you desire love, you do not say, I am looking for someone. You say, I am loved. I am cherished. If you desire love, you do not say, I am loved. I am strong. Choose the statement that represents the fulfilled desire, the demand. And tonight, as you lie down to sleep, you are going to repeat it gently, quietly, as you drift off, not with effort, not with pleading, with the easy assurance of someone stating a fact. I am loved. I am free. I am whole. Let it be the last words your conscious mind hears before sleep takes you, because sleep is the doorway to the subconscious, and the subconscious does not argue. It accepts. Whatever you impress upon it in that drowsy state, it will begin to outpicture in your world. This is what Neville called the state akin to sleep. It is the moment when the conscious mind, with all its doubts and defenses, begins to relax. And in that relaxation you can slip past the gate and plant a new seed. You do not need to see how it will happen. You do not need to figure out the details. You are not the architect of the means. You are simply the one who defines the end. And the bridge of incidents, the how, will be constructed for you by a power far greater than your intellect. Your only job is to remain faithful to the state, to return to it again and again, especially when the senses suggest otherwise, because the senses are always reporting the past. They are showing you the fruit of yesterday's consciousness, but you are planting today for tomorrow's harvest. So do not be discouraged by what you see. Do not let the outer world bully you back into the old state. You are no longer a reactor. You are a creator, and you create by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persisting in it until it hardens into fact. Let me walk you through it step by step, as if I am right there with you. You lie down. You close your eyes. You take a slow breath and feel your body begin to relax. You are not trying to force anything. You are simply becoming still. And in that stillness, you bring to mind the one thing you desire most. Not the problem. Not the lack. The solution. The end. The fulfillment. That the thack. And you ask yourself, if it were true right now, how would I feel? Not what would I see, not what would I do, but how would I feel? Would you feel relief, peace, joy, gratitude? Let that feeling rise in you. Do not manufacture it, invite it, assume it, and then gently begin to repeat your I am statement in harmony with that feeling. I am free, feel freedom. I am loved, feel loved. Let the words and the feeling become one, and as you repeat it, softly, rhythmically, like a lullaby, let yourself drift. Do not fight sleep. Welcome it, because as you fall asleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are impressing that state upon the only creative power there is, your own wonderful human imagination, which Neville called God himself. You may wake up and nothing looks different. Do not be moved. The outer world is always the last to know. You have set something in motion in the invisible, and it will appear in the visible in its own time. Your job is not to worry about when. Your job is to remain in this state, to live from the end, to continue to say inwardly and with feeling, I am that which I desire to be. And every time the old feeling tries to creep back in, every time you catch yourself saying, I am still struggling, I am still waiting, stop, and return to your assumption, I am free, but Jetnet, stop, and retire, I am loved, I am whole. This is not denial, this is decision. You are deciding who you are, and the world will reflect that decision. Neville once said, do not wait for things to change. Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Do you hear that? You do not change your world by changing your world in which you live. Do you hear that? You do not change your world by changing your fault. You change your world by changing yourself. And you change yourself by changing what you are conscious of being. And what you are conscious of being is most clearly revealed in what you say when you say, I am. So become conscious of it. Listen to it. Guard it. Redirect it. This is your daily practice. This is your spiritual discipline, not hours of meditation, not complex rituals. Simply this, watch what you say when you say I am, and make sure it matches the life you want to live. Because you are not becoming that life. You are always living from a state of being. Change the state, and the life follows. Now let me take you deeper still, because we are not just talking about getting things. We are talking about remembering who you are. Neville did not teach manifestation. He taught awakening. He taught that you are not a human being trying to become godlike. You are God, dreaming you are human. And the purpose of this teaching, the whole reason Neville stood on platforms and wrote books and told stories, was to wake you up to that truth. You are the operant power. You are the creator. You are, I am, not in some distant metaphorical sense, literally. The same presence that said, let there be light, is saying, I am through you right now. And every completion of that statement is an act of creation. So when you say, I am weak, you are not reporting weakness, you are commanding it into being. And when you say, I am powerful, you are not wishing for power, you are wielding it. This is the secret. This is what Neville spent his entire life trying to get across. You are not separate from the power you seek. You are it. And the moment you realize that, everything changes. You stop begging. You stop pleading. You stop waiting for permission or worthiness or the right moment. You simply assume. You claim. You decree. Because you are not asking a power outside of you to give you something. You are recognizing the power within you and directing it consciously. And that power, which Neville called your own wonderful human imagination, is infinitely obedient. It does not question. It does not hesitate. It simply creates, and it creates in the image and likeness of your assumptions. So assume wisely. Assume boldly.